Access Mutual Fund Masterclass and Investor Education Initiative. I'm Kavita Thapliyal, and we are talking about women investors. And to join me today, I have Raghav Iyengar, CBO Access AMC today with me. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you, Kavita.
And let's talk about mutual funds for women.
Wow,
now,
okay. My favorite topic. Yeah.
Mutual fund as an investment instrument is not gender specific, we know that. But then let's also talk about, I think let's begin the discussion with the fact that how women are understanding mutual funds and in fact showing their trust in mutual fund as an investment instrument, maybe the first ever investment also in
Possibly,
their life.
yes, possibly. You're absolutely right, because I think some interesting data for you, for all our viewers. I think 20% of all mutual fund investors are women investors. In the last 3 years, more than 27 odd lakh women investors have come into the industry.
In last 3
just last 3 years.
Okay.
And interesting.
That's owing to?
Interesting, Kavita, one more interesting data point. So we have this T30, B30 concept in the mutual fund industry, which is the way we classify towns. So the top 30 towns and beyond that. So normally mutual fund investors are mostly from the T30 towns. In the case of women investors, it's pretty much equal.
Okay.
So you have as many investors coming from the smaller towns as you have from the top 30 towns.
Yeah.
So I think my sense is that's happening because of 3 things. I think one is that women today want to become self-sufficient. So they want to try and take the investment decisions on their own. Number 2, I have always held and believed that women are temperamentally far superior to men as far as investments are concerned. And I have enough of examples in and around me. I mean, I have some lovely sisters, some lovely aunts, my wife. They are very long term in their thinking, they are very goal oriented in their thinking, right? And I think that's very important. I think what was missing possibly was the level of knowledge. And I think that's something like shows like this hopefully will take it forward.
Right.
Also the whole AMFI campaign helps. This year, for example, Kavita, 20%, it has been mandated, by the way, it's a rule, 20% of all investor education programs have to be conducted for women investors.
Okay.
They have to be directed at women investors. So very clearly, I think the government, the regulator, the industries, all of us realize that we need to have more women in this industry as investors.
True.
Right, and I think that's in some sense already bearing fruit by the statistics that I gave you.
Right. So any more data on the mode of investment in mutual funds? Are they understanding the concept of SIP, which is a very popular concept, or they just want to put lump sum just like how they put in their kitties?
I don't have any immediate data point on it, Kavita, but
SIP is a hit.
SIP is a big hit. It's not only a women investor, it's for everybody. I think that people have now figured out that if you discipline investing in equities is a very nice way to do it, is to get through to SIPs. Lump sum, I think people have also become quite smart, because as you put money into SIPs, you get more confidence in the product. And then, you know, women investors do get, I mean, they have the same cash flow like us. When we pay out our salary or when we pay out our variables, my colleagues get the money on the same day. So they are as better than me. And as I said, they are very goal oriented. So they know exactly how much to put at what time. They are also obviously consumption oriented, which is true.
But they are disciplined also.
They are very disciplined.
Everything, consumption also and investment also.
So they know exactly how much to take out, how much to put. It's very nice. I think, you know, most of us are unclear. You know, we wait for the money to land in our account, then we figure out, "Arey, abhi kya kare? Iske saath what do we do?" types. And maybe we'll go and see shows like yours. We'll go and do some YouTubing. We'll try and figure out, go to various websites and then do. But here there's a level of planning. They know pretty much that how much is going to come and what's going to happen after that.
True.
And they are pretty clued on. So I think I see women investors across fund categories.
Okay, that's interesting.
Across fund categories. So it's interesting. I get them in index funds, which is a basic level of hygiene to start.
That's understanding of categories.
Yeah, they show. So they know they are there in index, they are there in hybrids, and I think they're also across ages. So the fastest growth, by the way, in the entire women segment is happening 18 to 24.
Okay.
Which is very interesting,
so
because
the pocket money investors,
the pocket money investors, the first salary investors, the gift investors, all those things, maybe the newly married investor.
That's interesting, yeah.
These are guys, these are people who are putting money here, and they're investing largely across. Of course, young investors are preferring equity, because I am assuming their time horizons are longer, their ability to take risk is higher, but I am also seeing them in, let's say, even in the older segment. In the 50 plus segment, I see a lot of them coming in
equity?
In hybrids.
In hybrids, okay.
So they're very clear
Okay.
that maybe
So
they
they
need
understand
that,
the
they
risk
understand the risk
appetite, risk
appetite, they
profile,
know
yeah.
that they are possibly towards the end part of their work career, they may need money from a regular SWP point of view to give them a regular income. So they're slowly trending out and getting from, say, equity to hybrid.
Right, right.
I think the one space which they've not really gone in a big way is yet fixed income. I think that's
Okay.
something that maybe we need to do a little more education
Yeah.
as
that
an industry to
awareness is
tell them
needed,
that
totally.
fixed income is also a great place from a stability perspective.
Right.
It can be
And
your
that doesn't mean just fixed deposits.
doesn't mean fixed it or any traditional instruments.
Yeah.
It's obviously you must keep some money there, but
Yeah.
you can keep some money here. And you know, women are very, very good at this whole rainy day investment concept,
Right,
right?
right.
Say for a rainy day,
Right.
I'm sure a lot of money came out of cupboards after demon.
Totally.
And
that's
that was
what.
nothing but pocket money which
Yeah,
got
yeah,
saved,
yeah,
saved,
yeah,
saved,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
suddenly, you know, you put
Yeah,
it out. There's
yeah.
enough of hilarious stories of how husbands realized how much money was sitting in various parts of the cupboard. And I think that's the frugality of the woman investor today.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we can take some of that money, put it into maybe debt funds, I think that will complete the entire spectrum.
Let's elaborate on that point where you said that, you know, 18 to 24 is investing a lot. I want to understand, are they getting the concept of investment, or they just have the concept of making money, whether investing or whether they're putting money in these categories, or maybe entering equity?
I think it's a mixture of both, Kavita, but it's trending more towards investment. Because
that's important.
the data that is presented to us looks like they are more longer term investors.
Okay.
So if you come into the industry with a trading mindset, then you will see huge churn even in the mutual fund. That's not what we are noticing. They are there, they are staying invested. And any person who's coming in a SIP investment typically tends to be much longer.
Yeah.
So obviously they are investment oriented rather than trading oriented at this time. Yeah.
That's important. Okay, one last question and then we'll wrap up the discussion. For all the women investors watching you right now and have not entered equity market through mutual funds, how would you like to simplify this particular product in terms of it being hassle-free, will give you an opportunity to be a disciplined investor, have your goals and corpus lined up? How would you explain mutual funds or maybe the equity part of it to our women investors
So
watching you?
I think the mutual fund concept started because of the diversification. So the whole thing comes in, and this is something my lady investors will easily understand. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, even if you remember the good old days, grandmothers would keep money hidden in various parts of the house.
Yeah.
Most of the money will not be sitting in the tijori,
Yeah.
right? So this is exactly that concept. So mutual fund does exactly that. It diversifies across companies, sectors, etc. Number two, it's very easy to understand. You can start very small. I think there's this concept in women's mind that you need to have a lot of money to get into it. That's absolutely wrong. You can start with as low as 100 rupees, 500 rupees. And I think more importantly, you need to start. So please start.
Start. Exactly.
And then once you get comfortable, please add and keep getting. Once you get comfortable, you can keep adding. I think that's my only advice. Please start.
Yeah, exactly. Please start, and if you need any further hand holding, we are there with you with
Yes,
this
always.
masterclass.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much for watching. It's a wrap. Goodbye.